Here we are on Yukon 3K 4v4, Team 1ANS, Team 2 OSP, Team 1 3Cat, Sacro Fritz, Mazer, and Nop, Team 2 Pyro, Tramis, Artie, and Rymark. Team 1ANS, Team 2 OSP. I'm joined here in the caster box with Crow and Puppy. You might be hearing from them, you might not be hearing from them. Who knows?
Hello.
There's Crow. Puppy has unfortunately exploded. This is fine. Not in the game, I can't cast. Oh, Puppy. Begone, thought! Oh well.
Damn, I can't believe Puppy exploded.
Yeah, Puppy exploded. It was very unfortunate. So, Sacro Fritz has Mark 64, 2 Mark 64 with interruption jammers and some soft kill on the voxels. Yeah, a bunch of chaff. No active decoys, just chaff and some guns, a little bit of PD. 1, 2, 3 sprinters, 1 hang up and blanket. Nice. 1 bullseye Pinard defender. And two of those. Nop Scott. I'm just gonna die this whole cast, I guess. That's fine. I deserve it. Nop has 2 Mark 64 CLs with S2H Troglodyte. Very nice name.
The enemy is securing its own
Backpack.
dagger.
Mazer has... What the fuck? Based. Mazer's bringing the cap fleet for the team.
Boxer.
Nice, nice. 3 Cats has... Triple Axfords with no restores and 2 active decoys. Okay. Tramis has Oops All Plasma on 1. Or a Plasma Liner. It's got 100 mils on it. And 2 250 bulkers? Yup. You might notice something new about those 250 shits. I got 2 guns! The double nipple casemate. It's here and it's here to stay. This was the solution for the C-54, now named the C-56.
The enemy is
separating out the Tug 250 casemate and the Bulk Freighter 250 casemate.
The enemy secured
Rymark has some very grummy gun shuttles. In fact, are these just pure gun shuttles? No way, right? Yeah, a ton of gun. Ah, okay, there it is. And 1-4 mass driver liner. It's gonna be interesting watching the gun sprinters square off against the gun shuttles. If the gun sprinters are in pairs, which they are, nice. They're gonna be able to handle the gun shuttles. If they're a single, which they're not, they're also in pairs. It's gonna be a very old school cap fight. Pyro has 1 450 bulk freighter with torpedoes on the backside. 1 Bloodhound EWR. 1 mass driver. The Intellitor, as Crow has termed it. It's got EWR, Bloodhound, some track correlators, and an intel center. Great amount of information. Basically 0 TC. 1 rapid team to help with the flank damage. Mass driver, and then 1 gun shuttle capping. Artyom has 1 250 bull freighter. 1 very beefy, actually, on its internals anyways, turret centric 100mm ship, and then 1 plasma monitor. And this is not enough plasma output for this much 100mm output, so we'll see how it goes. Of course, ANS does not have any battleships, so this might be enough for what little they do have. Nop downing one of the shuttles on Alpha. And the Sprinter is going to be able to follow up and possibly get that cap. I don't think OSP has any cruise missiles. Sacro Fritz going on a crazy flank around the Delta Bravo side of the map. And yeah, Mazer going on a crazy flank for the Echo point eventually, presumably. Look like for now there's going to be a short little scuffle on Alpha. These voxels will absolutely obliterate the gun shuttles. They should be using RPF though at this range. The HE isn't quite going to cut it until the thing stops flying. Oh, which it has. Couple of hits, managed to knock out the CIC, or red out the CIC, rather. Aw, there it goes. Chaos was in here for a second, and Chaos has left.
Chaos is poor internet.
Oh, right. And, I mean, he's back up in the other place. Oh, he's probably watching the stream.
Do it.
This is just so much nicer.
13-hour shift complete. Now I can focus on the game. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. One
all
of
my hopes,
Scout Sprinters getting torn up by the bulk freighter, although it's firing. Having great efficacy, would certainly be having better with Grape than HE at this range. Getting a few lands, able to tear to bits. Eventually, the 250 is also firing at it because I don't have anything else to fire at. ANS has Bravo and Charlie. OSP is Delta and Echo, as is usual on this map. And nobody has Alpha. I think Mazer are going to be able to get on it and cap it here shortly. Sakura's still going on this crazy flank. Got spotted, though. Yeah, they know that he's over here. So this flank is now significantly worse than it would be otherwise. Really, that's the big problem of going on wide flanks. Is that
Zone Atlas.
it's very likely you're going to get spotted. And when you do get spotted, the jig is up. Your efficacy falls through the floor. The broadside damage controlless Axfords eating quite a bit of 450 fire.
Oh, I was just looking at the bail on A and I got flashbanged.
Whoopsie. Bale pretty fucked up. Still going to be able to cap a point. Going to put ANS ahead, and OSP's going to be needing to get something done, although they are moving up to Charlie. And ANS doesn't have that much in the way of just direct combat power and map presence, because those Axfords can't afford to be frontline. Like, these are not frontline, these are backline. Because if they go frontline, they'll just get torn to shreds, because they have no defensive capability. Sakura Fritz, who could be frontline, is on a giant flank to capture 1 point.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
And it's probably going to lose 1 point in the meantime. And then Mazer has Sprinter Armada, which is doing what it needs to be doing. That leaves Nop to be the front line. And he's trying. He's on Alpha, but he can't control Alpha and Charlie at the same time against all this OSP front line. Artie's got front line. Dramus has hella front line, and Pyro has some front line too.
The enemy is securing Zone
It's not every day that you see an OSP C rush just work.
No, usually what happens is you do this, and then you come around the corner here, and everybody dies to a beam battleship. And it's very sad. But this is just working, because there's nothing up here to control the space. ANS has very little front line.
Anwar is very clearly moving those 3 CHs in formation. They should all be individually moved ships so that they can armor trade effectively.
And
Not get
cover more
stuck in.
space.
Yep.
So, Crow, explain what you mean by armor trading.
So, armor trading, if you're any people who are familiar with like MechWarrior Online or BattleTech or things like that,
The
it's
enemy
kind of where
secured Zone Common.
you will poke out into cover or poke out of cover, excuse me, and you start taking some fire. You go back into cover. Somebody else pokes out at a different angle. And now you have a new target to shoot at, and you just keep cycling through in and out of cover to keep their guns pointed in different directions while you're moving at a wide angle, so that any fire that they get will never really be as effective as it could be if you just kind of sat out there in the open and got shot.
Thank
The
you, Crow.
enemy is securing Zone
Well-
Eclipse.
Sakura Fritz able to get this flank off finally, and we'll be in a couple minutes getting onto Delta and
The
getting
enemy
that
is
cap
securing
in a
Zone
minute after
Boxer.
that. ANS managed to get on Echo, and they're going to be able to cap it and keep it too, because OSP is going real hard on that Charlie push. Got Alpha. The Xers are overlooking Alpha, and then the Voxels are kind of in that region. Man, they move fast. Man, what are these experts doing? What the fuck?
I
Just categorically refusing to use the main engines because they have to stay broadside.
I thought at one point they were going to burn over the middle rock and start trying to pick fights with the Azurite or, any of the
Enemy
things that
securing
are
zone eclipse.
in cover still, but I guess not.
It's just not playing the game. Very slowly going into cover as these are all in rel.
I mean, if they had done that, then they'd be able to help Sakura over here
The enemy
in
is securing
fighting
zone
Dramus' two
eclipse.
ships, and they'd be able to overwhelm them.
Yep.
Oh, Troglodyte's going out for D, but there's nothing there. That's kind of an expensive load to throw at space, unless they're going to go up. Nope, they're going to go for a
Stage on
dead.
that dead shuttle. Yep. Womp womp. Well, we can confirm that shuttle is dead. So that will not be
Damn,
salvaged.
those missiles just kick-flipped this shuttle.
I don't know where Tramus's plasma bulker is. So what happened is very clever. They spotted that, well, the Voxels spotted themselves by firing their guns. They showed, oh, there's a Voxel flank coming, so the 250 bulk freighters went over there to fight it and left the plasma to fight other things. Wow, a lot of
Those
aiming's going
are-
into its own bulker. It's painful.
There's not a big warhead in those, I think, because I think those are anti-capping size 2s.
I think so too. And now these Voxels gonna start eating a ton of 250 fire and be told to go away. Really should be firing 250 AP into these. Not HE.
Those poor spacers don't have a berthing anymore. Where are they going to sleep?
Where are they gonna look at their pinups? That's what's really important. They can sleep in the halls. But think of the
That's true.
pinups, Grow.
They paid good money for those.
That's right. Alright, the experts still just kind of parked in cover over here. They're gonna get flanked by these bulk freighters. Although it is the bulk freighters that don't really have any plasma support and kind of need plasma support, and one plasma monitor isn't enough, so this might pay off. Especially if the most fragile, the bulk freighter, comes out of cover first. They need to be using AP there, Chief. Yeah, 100 HE into an expert is just gonna whoosh.
I gotta say, Master's doing pretty good in this the cap game role.
Yeah, some of his
Really happy to see
missile,
it.
some of his missile plays were a little questionable, and some of his beam play yesterday was very questionable. But he's killing it on the map presence in the cap gaming. Absolutely, it's cool to see. Agreed on all fronts. Because normally,
This, oh, go ahead.
normally cap gaming is kind of the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, agreed. I'm really curious to see the shuttle firing at the sprinter here on A, because this thing is so cooked.
Oh my. Yeah, oh yeah, this is the one that just sat in that reactor bloom. It is now a lovely shade of space. Are these overpinning 100mm HE? I can't tell. No.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
a couple of them are. A few offensive S1s, not really gonna cut it.
Too close.
In fact, some of them are just gonna miss.
Hot launched. Too
Yeah.
close.
And the Royal Pumpkin gonna come up here and just gap blast this sprinter with 450s. Which will probably overpin. Just gonna get out in front of that one. Dramus had a really good counterattack on these voxels, but he's just losing the fight. These voxels. It's also the AG is really not doing him any favors. Gotta use that AP into voxels on flank.
And he's got a jammer, which reduces the or he's got a jammer on him. The maid.
Yeah.
Uwu. It's gonna lower his accuracy by a whole lot.
Let's take a look at the experts. Eating a little bit of plasma. Eating quite a bit of plasma, actually. Shoot at the plasmid one! Why are you not shooting the plasmid one? Okay, one of them's shooting the plasma one of them's not.
Sakura's getting awful close to the map edge there.
Oh god, I really hope we get another senior citizen.
Who got the first senior citizen?
Puppy. Or flight risk. Flight risk. Flight risk. Senior citizen is forget CIC.
Man.
Flight risk is accidentally withdraw. Puppy accidentally withdrawed in a fucking container liner.
That sucks.
Yeah! like 5 to 7 minutes into a match too. It's hilarious. Oh my god.
Sakura just fired a whole bunch of 250 HE. I can't tell the difference between the shells when they're flying into the rear of the Trident Inn.
Yeah, these are HE. So the HE
Yeah.
ones are kind of green and the AP ones are kind of yellow. It is really hard to tell though unless you've seen a lot of shells. I remember very, very early on, Beef was telling me about that and I was like, dude, you're on drugs. These cells are the exact same color. And then I looked really close and I was like, oh shit, they are kind of different.
I'm not gonna lie, having the colorblindness setting on kind of does make it hard to differentiate because things are green and yellow, and they're close enough. You know, when I have a green reference around a voxel, or like, you know, when you highlight a ship, it's got a green circle or whatever color circle normal people use.
Yeah, normally it's red.
I don't like that.
These S1. Oh, one landing. Are these fucking Weave S1s? No, I think they're just landing through PVs.
Oh, these Axfords are just gonna melt. Thing 3 is getting melted currently.
Yeah, so plasma is spread. Even though 1 MN is really not enough plasma to fight a battleship, it apparently is to fight 3 Axfords that are sticking broadside. So you just goo up the thing. Of course, these are also at point blank, so the plasma. Ah, Dramus is here to help. This is what's
yeah. Dramus came in with the and Wolfpack, and
that's right. Yeah,
that's brutal.
yeah, it's good teamwork there. Nops pushed up and is hitting the 250 bulkers in the backside with an AP of all things.
Mazzer getting some good S1 hits on the Flonir on E.
Still having this little ship fight on Echo. Nice, nice.
I love S1s. They're so nice.
They are. They really are. I really like them. It makes me question the sanity of others when they're like, we need an S1 buff.
Ooh,
No,
pumpkin bombs
dog.
coming in at thing 2. Thing 1, sorry. Glonk.
Oh, I missed it.
That is one very dead actor that might blow up.
The enemy is securing zone Eclipse. We are contesting zone Dagger.
Just not playing with the team.
Zone Dagger.
Just on his own, doing his own thing.
I think it's like you said, it's just very used to pub games.
Yeah. Just has zero
We are
teamwork.
contesting zone Dagger.
And I mean, there are a lot of other people who play way, way more pub games than they play here, and they have great teamwork, so...
Yeah, then you have a whole lot of people who don't really play pub games at all.
The enemy is securing
And they,
zone
funnily
Dagger.
enough, usually have worse teamwork. Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, I need to work on my,
Eclipse.
like, when I tell people be more aggressive, be a little bit more, put a PRP down and say move here.
It's actually a really good idea. Yeah, using your Sigwarns to Tell your teammates where things are and where you need them to be
The
is
enemy
actually
secured
very
zone
helpful, especially
dagger.
if you're playing shot caller. Which is an important role to have in a team game.
Anduar is finished, just getting, shot to
Yeah,
death.
cleaned up. Meanwhile, the entire ANS team is towards OSP spawn, with Mazer kind of spread around the map, capping points and maintaining just a
Oh,
little bit of
flashbanged
control.
again. Ow. My eyes.
Yeah, I've definitely had that happen one too many times. I'm now like, I get away from dead ships as fast as possible. Yeah, I've got like 1,300 hours in this game, and most of those are spectating, but I swear, like, 50 hours of that is just being flashbanged by the goddamn reactor crates.
Seeing like those little like black spots in your vision.
Yeah. Oh, what's
I
going on over
stared
here?
at the sun for a little too long.
Great. Timer Plush getting mass drivered, but oh man, that is not an acceptable track. To be firing those, it looks like an EWR track. It is an EWR track. Right, Mark, why are you firing mass drivers as an EWR track?
I might hit one of them eventually.
Oh, I think these are gonna land. Okay, no.
Oh, this one might land.
Basically never
Oh,
happens. Yeah, the monitor is slowly slaving its Bloodhound up. That's pretty funny though. I mean, you basically, your track quality gets low enough, you basically cannot land. Because it will always be, like, the positional and velocity error combined will just completely fuck you.
The enemy is securing zone
And since it
Atlas.
doesn't, like, randomly bounce around, it's actually calculating error values. And error is what's giving you the bad thing. Although the Bloodhound has gotten around now, and we are seeing some mass drivers land on this thing. It's not taking too much damage yet. But that damage will gonk add up if all four of them strike like that, especially if they're all striking in the same spot.
yeah.
ANS gonna be able to
Generally,
recap Alpha? What the fuck? How is this alive? I guess nothing came to kill it, is how it's alive.
that's just. They all deserve a medal, honestly.
Indeed. Alright, we got this. Unfortunately, the Echo
enemy
Cap
is
is going to
securing
be
zone
thwarted. We
Boxer.
have this monitor on Echo. It's eating S1s, it's eating 120 fire, but neither of those things are going to punch through this armor anytime soon. S1s might function as shitlord scout plasma and soften it up just enough for the 120 fire to do something.
The enemy secured zone
But
Atlas.
man, S1s really do not have a very big blast pattern.
I mean, even when you put the max warhead on them, it's a struggle sometimes to kill things with them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially a monitor.
Oh yeah. Big
The enemy is
chungus.
securing zone Eclipse.
Big chungus.
We are contesting zone Eclipse.
Ick.
Knopf now heading onto the map and going over to to Echo.
The enemy secured zone Boxer.
I'll be hitting 1, 2, and 3 to try to switch through Vauxhalls.
Yeah, the MD ship is switched to the forward voxels, but same problem, just firing DWR tracks while waiting for the monitor to switch its Bloodhound over. Although, hey, that one went through. Okay, so these are a little better. They're a little better than EWR tracks.
I think it was probably the last track that the shuttle ever got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try not to use Sprinter and Shuttle interchangeably. They're not the same thing.
I know. I try to, but it happens anyways. I can't do anything about it, dude. Is thing three gonna manage to get onto Charlie and cap the point? No way, right?
I mean, it's got a CIC, a drive, and a dream, and it's even got a gun. It's still alive.
It's not moving yet. But oh, with the plasma monitor here, and I mean the 450 could kill it eventually.
I'm not
Oh,
great
no
at
magazine.
reading where the still alive thrusters are, but it looks like it only has thrusters in like the very rear.
Yeah, those are just aft, and then the aft maneuvering thrusters. You can also look on the ship itself, I
Uh-huh.
think, and
The
see
enemy
which.
is
Okay,
securing
no, you
Zone
can only really see it
Eclipse.
when they're firing. The ones that are destroyed will still fire, but they'll have this like really shitty plume come out of them.
Huh.
We are contesting Zone Eclipse.
Yeah, that's just a knowing where things are on the DC panel is just a memorization thing.
For thrusters, it's a little hard because the
Oh, it's super
picture
changed
is, yeah.
because they're like a lot of the ship components are kind of 2D in that they're in for the most part a single plane on the vessel, with some exceptions. But yeah, not the thrusters. They're all over the vessels, and so it does take a little bit of use to figure out what points to where.
Well, I guess, for example, on the Axford here, like thruster 11, 12, 15, and 16, which ones are the top ones on the what side, and which ones are the bottom ones on what side? You know? Well,
Well,
top and right, or top and or bottom and left, or whatever it's organized like. Because it's only two squares in the picture.
yeah. So 9, 10, 13, and 14 are the top half of these thrusters, and then 11, 12, 15, and 16 are the bottom half.
If that makes sense.
And I think they go from left to right. Like if the ship is facing forward, 9 is the leftmost one, 10's the one to the right of that, 11's the one, or 13's the one to the right of that, and then 14's the one to the right of that, and so forth and so on.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
The enemy is securing Zone
But
Eclipse.
Mazer's
don't quote
still
me
out
on it.
here firing S1s, going for points.
A lesser man would give up at this point. But old John Nebula says not today, Space Cowboy. Firing S1s at a bulk freighter with that shits. I need to redope on cough medicine. I'll be back.
Yep. Simply drink the cough drops.
Thinking about it. Yeah, the pumpkin doing exactly what we expect there. Just sort of bonking all the S1s with basic PD. The 450s are kind of struggling against these sprinters, though. So they could just loop around the backside of it and punch it in the nose with the Mark 62s, which looks to be exactly what this player is trying to do. Get around in that engine block, get out of the arc of fire. Could even split these up if he's got the micro for it. And I think he does. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's sending one around the backside and one around the front. Making it a little harder to target him. Or maybe they're both going together. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It looks like they're in formation.
Probably. Echo is confirmed, controlled by the ANS. The Azurites gonna... Oh, God. Never mind. The Azurites coming down here to take it. It's a PLN, but there are two voxels. They are bruised. So they might be able to do something about this. We'll see. It's going to be a bit of a fight on that. ANS 3-2, but they're down 60 points.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
And they're losing Alpha. That's kind of a problem. And Three Cats has finally figured out that this ship can still move. Gonna get it on to Charlie. Fortunately, I don't think it's gonna be able to take it. It doesn't have a magazine. Oh, and it's going back to 0. Oh, it's moving again. What is he doing with this?
Oh, I see what you're saying about the crappy little
Yeah.
plume. It's even a different color. It's like
Yes.
more red than orange, I guess.
Yeah, the small thrusters and the big thrusters will do that when they're damaged.
The enemy is securing
visual.
zone eclipse.
I'm actually fucking astounded at the visual feedback on this game.
It's really good.
It's super good because it seems like the sort of game that you'd have the dev say, well, you're just playing in the TAC map anyways, and you very rarely get visual contact on
enemy
opposing
secured
ships
zone
anyways, so we can just like forego making the visuals good. But they're really good.
I mean, there's truly no other game like this.
Indeed.
Just imagine when we get carriers. Can't wait to see the things that they launch.
God. The first
The enemy is securing
month
zone
of the
boxer.
carrier update is going to be awful. Because both teams are just going to have nothing. Like pubbing.
Oh,
Because both
yeah.
teams are just going to be nothing but carriers.
The enemy secured
All right.
zone eclipse.
My plan
You're
is to
contesting zone
bring
boxer.
bulk freighters with T20s and T30s.
T20s,
And
shitloads
so
of
much
grape.
grape. So much grape. You want to see something real funny by sea? There is a lifeboat that is just kind of sitting there in space where the thing one used to be.
What?
Yeah, there's
Oh.
like just this singular lifeboat just
Oh
sitting there.
no.
No
What have
escape.
I done? Just Anakin in there losing his mind.
Be like that
Thing
episode
3
of Clone Wars, the droids come by trying to pop open the life
Yeah,
pod.
yeah. Zzz. Thing 3 doesn't know what it wants to do. It's getting away from the point. I don't know why you wouldn't just YOLO that into Charlie. But it's going elsewhere. Delta is held by the OSP, and it looks like it's gonna stay that way. These sprinters couldn't stand up to a 450 Volker.
It looks
Because-
like the expert's trying to get its
The
heading
enemy
right.
is securing zone boxer.
Oh, there it goes. There's the last one. What's going on up here?
I think what probably happened was they went to start moving somewhere. The heading started changing, and then they're like, "Oh no, this is going the wrong way," and just has not been moving at all.
Sprinter gonna get on to Charlie, not gonna be able to cap. OSP less than 100 points away from the victory, 4-1 on the cap game. Really managed to pull it out right at the end. I mean, they've been ahead for most of the match, but I was looking for a little bit there, like Guinness was gonna be able to take it. Just not quite.
Those Axfords needed to get into a better position. I think my guess is if they had gone over the top of the center rock and caught Gramus out, that would have been really effective for them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and just being like near-ish the voxels would have helped. I mean, obviously they can't keep up with the voxels, but being in the same hemisphere on the map so they can support each other in the team game that we are playing, instead of just sort of floating in the middle of the map.
The enemy is securing zone eclipse.
Womp womp. Alright, let's head back up to the waiting room.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah!
I fucking love Crow.
Well, that's it.
Seals did win the fight on E, but too late to matter.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear this or see this after action report.
It was
Yeah.
a bloodbath for sure.
Mazur did a really, really good job on the cap game.
Yeah,
I
he
know
did.
ANS lost, but like that was a really impressive. That was really impressive to watch.
Yeah, he zombied some ships back. It was really done. I found
The
that
enemy
Sakura
secured zone
kited a
eclipse.
bit too hard, and while yes, he lived, and definitely did live in the face of massive incoming fire.
Oh my
Not
god.
taking D was a bit of a mistake.
Look at all the gray ships.
Oh, they took D.
Yeah, like 25k
Not
damage
for me.
dealt with my Volker. Yeah, single like 1,850.450 bulker.
I'm
Did you
Did you
back
say
off the
1,800.450 Bulker?
Yeah, it has a torpedo backpack.
Oh, right. The torpedoes.
That-
Yeah.
You missed
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
3,000.
once.
Okay, so the torpedoes
Yeah.
are like they're like
Your
most
damage.
of your. Yeah.
Nah, most of it's
Goddamn.
HE. But torpedoes hurt. They're very good at the
10K.
remove thing.
Yeah.
50
Yeah,
move.
and these torpedoes only have size 2 warheads. Like they only do like 1,400 damage on impact. Well, that's all you need really. A torpedo is still a torpedo.
Torpedo is torpedo. That's a good one.
Or Tito.
Yeah, torpedo.
Torpedo
Torpedo.
Dorito.
Yeah, if it
Torpedo
hits, it
burrito.
hurts. Yeah, like if it hits, it hurts.
Okay. Well, the dev's out playing the game, and Pyrope is out playing the game. And those are the two people who withdraw the most simping in this community ever. So we have just a huge armada of people who absolutely have to say something, even if it's random bullshit. Because hot girl or just fucking girl voice. There is no like picture to come with this. This is just Pyrope's cute voice. Plus the developer of the video game, everybody's favorite video game, Nebula Sweet Command. It's gonna bring out the spam. That's why we dropped down into a sub channel, actually, the caster's box for that one. And I tried at the beginning of the match. It was Crow and Puppy in there. I just dragged him in. But Puppy wasn't watching the game and couldn't commentate, so I booted his ass out. It was just me and Crow. A little less crosstalk, a little less yammering. I think it worked pretty well. We might be doing the AAR in there, and we might start interviewing players again. Yeah, I think I'm going to start interviewing players again on there. Anyways, thank you for participating in the beta branch of the Caster's Box. I hope you enjoyed the experience. I hope it was an upgrade over our usual experience. Or at the very least, different in a way that you enjoyed. I know I appreciated not having just a whole fuck ton of crosstalk. Like, I'm down with having different perspectives and things. Like we saw with Crow in that game. It was really nice having Crow's eyes and brain on the task. But just everybody and their mother talking about random bullshit. Nah. Alright, well, that's enough of me bitching in my sick voice. Ba-ba-ba. Y'all have a good night.